15/20/24. Believe it or not, like I put in the last video, these low educated idiots, they act so stupid where they'll saying you can't pick stupid because it's willingly ignorant. They're willingly wanting to be stupid. Any treatment I had done 20-something years ago where those doctors, this medical malpractice of medication errors and fraud, these people would not even know what doctors I've seen. How would they? Start thinking about it. They wouldn't know who I've seen. Then I want you to think about the age the person would have been. To become a doctor, you have to go to college 4 years. 4 years of medical school. And then whatever specialty you want, 2 to 4 years. Internship. And then into a practice then on your own. So we're talking 12 to 16 years. So you're about 35 times your career really takes off. Okay? Now, we're talking 20, how many years? 22 years to 25, 27 years. My old doctors wouldn't even be in practice. They'd be retired. Most doctors are forced to retire at 60. They make enough money within 15, 20 years they retire. You got to think offices are packed. They go through everybody every 15, 20 minutes. Tens, hundreds of thousands of people they see over their practice. Okay? So we're talking 22 years ago. Somebody would have been close to 60 to 70 years old. Out of over 100 to 200,000 people they've seen over their practice time, would they even remember me? Oh. Would they be in practice? Probably not. See, people don't even realize how old they would have really been right now. Would they still be in practice? More likely not. They'd be retired. The way those people were defrauding people in like Altman Family Physicians, they were known for lying, falsely diagnosing people, ripping off people's insurance, and wanting to do unnecessary procedures. Wasn't the first one, the only one. So more likely somebody turned them into the board or sued them and they lost their license 20 years ago. So how would they even find out who I seen? They wouldn't. If you're not seen by a doctor within, 5 to 10 years, you end up in a storage unit. They get rid of your file. Why? Because it's no longer active. So they wouldn't even have my file. One of the 200,000, 100,000, 200,000 people they've seen over 20 years wouldn't even remember me. More likely retired or lost their medical license. So how would these people even know who I've seen? They wouldn't. Besides Altman Family Physicians. Nobody. They wouldn't know anything about my medical record. They couldn't access it. Do you know what I had to do to get the medical records from before? I had to talk to several people at hospitals. They had to get a hold of this one special person that had to order it, then find out what storage unit it was in, and then I had to pay $150. Get it? For someone to go get it. Because there was no record of me being seen. Get it? How much are these people fucking bullshitting you up the wazoo? Now, where would some drug dealer get my medical record like that? I had to show my ID, had to send it in to them, had to prove several times it was me. So where would they get it? They wouldn't. HIPAA violations. They can't even tell anybody you're seen there, or they go to jail. So how much are these people bullshitting people up the wazoo? Hmm? And what would some idiot actually say? Oh, 22, 25 years ago, we seen her, we falsely diagnosed her. We ripped off her insurance, made her brain swell up. Lied she had brain tumors. Gonna set her up with a surgeon to remove part of the brain. There was nothing wrong with it, but we caused it to swell up, her to have seizures. We damaged her heart, put her into mini heart attacks, enlarged her valves. It probably shortened her life in a long time. We shut her thyroid and adrenal gland down, made her stomach bleed, wanted to put a colostomy bag on her. And it was a medicine making it happen. And we were getting kickbacks from drug companies. And ripping our insurance on. It took another doctor telling us, oh, we're going to take credit for that. Getting how stupid they are. They would look at these people and say, not without an attorney. Exactly. Just like that old drug dealer Pete trying to say, oh, she was listed mentally insane. To be considered mentally insane, you have to be committed to a state hospital, evaluated by several doctors, taken to a probate judge, sign off that you are insane and cannot no longer be held responsible for your actions. You are assigned a guardian, a social worker, and you are put in the care of the state. They provide you an apartment, they pay your utilities, and you get a monthly allowance. I'm not that lucky. I have to work for a living. You can't get loans. You can't get credit cards because you're like an adult child. You have no rights. I am a notary for the state of Ohio. Things I sign stand up in court. I can sign an arrest warrant. Where the police and the judge order it, I can notarize it. I can notarize a deed, a title, a will, an affidavit. What I sign, consider it in court. I ran a title load office while a district was stepping down for 6 months. It prospered. And when the state showed up to do an evaluation, said it never went that smooth. I let my OCD go crazy. The last manager that was there walked out. She gave up wanting to be a manager for a while, through all the files in every cupboard. And so they hired a bunch of trainees and handed them to me to a really busy store. They slowed me down. But I had 6 extra hands. They said the state's going to be coming in the next month or two. So, you know what we did? We organized that store. Had everybody go through every cupboard, alphabetic order, more than one file in it, pull it to the latest one. Alphabetic order by year, and then per year alphabetical order, and then in numbers from beginning to the end. Put them up in the law. Huh? From active loans to write-offs to refis. And then took the extra files upstairs. Huh? All the coupons, all the ads organized together. And where she didn't even bother to shred, we ruined one whole shredder and had to buy another one. Burned it up. That state came in, gave me a list of files, went upstairs, grabbed them all, came down, put them down. I said, would you like coffee, hot chocolate, or water? He went, you're kidding, I never had to go this smooth. Usually they're looking forever. I said, they're right there. If you need something else, let me know. Why? Because it was already organized. I just had to go get it. Can someone do that? Oh, how about a retail banker? Audit, a vault, an ATM, open accounts, loan processing for 3 years. No, I am home health care. I have my certificate to pass medications. I take care of people from everything from mental disorders to Alzheimer's to crippled people to elderly. I want you to start thinking how stupid their lives are. Just like where that drug dealer, where Dave said he hired Pete on his own. And it's already documented by the police it was a cartel in my home. So who's Pete? He's a drug dealer. And I want to know, I'll be like the guy yesterday at McDonald's. They already know who did all this. Why haven't they done something yet? They have his confession. Why haven't they done something? Why haven't they arrested him? They have his confession. He called them. He's in Altman Hospital Billing Department, July 8th, 24 at 9:10 a.m. Coming through the phone, my car's bugged with the police FBI. My phone's bugged by them from that case that agent opened. They got cameras in the billing department, and I'm sure they record their conversation, and he's confessing to everything in the background. He called them. He paid them to show up here, and he paid them to do all those things to me. Everybody heard, because those people sold a lock into the case. And we all heard that old drug dealer confess he was the one behind everything. Now, I want to know, why haven't they done something yet? Turn him over to the CIA. He wants to have people tortured? They can teach him what real torture is. Don't get the fentanyl king's number out of him. They waterboard people. And that drug dealer told everybody I had charges. I have one traffic ticket where he had stalking tapes hired to frame me by Dave. Hmm? Drug me up, lie. They have sodium pentothal reports, get me so high, I don't know what I'm saying or doing. I'm not even seeing anybody. That's where it's scary. You want to talk about scary movie shit? How would you like to move out in the country? The well water's completely filthy. It looks like poop water. Stopping up toilet guts, everything. Had to replace it until we got a water treatment system. You're bringing in bottled water to cook and drink. But you have to wash your hands after you go to the bathroom, and you have to get a shower. By the second week you're up there, you're collapsing in the front yard. You're thinking maybe it's got E. coli or some other toxin, and it's killing you. You come in and from working outside, you wash your hands, make something to eat and drink it when you use the bathroom, come out, and it's a Diet Coke of all things for a cup of coffee. Take a drink and the room goes dizzy and black, and hours later, it's like, whoa, I must have worked too hard. I'm so dizzy, I can't sit up. I would throw up, and then you're like, where'd I get that mark on my arm, on my leg? When you wake up with marks that look like injection marks. And the same thing, you got a swollen personal area. I think the dirty well water is infecting it. And here you're being drug beat and raped in your own home by a drug dealer. And that idiot's taping you and your whole family using the bathroom, selling your grandkids on kiddie porn sites, selling you and your family in using the bathroom. On porn sites, you find out that he's took a shower scene and washing and put it in the other room in a sextortion act by a drug dealer. And these people are so low educated. He told them he entered it in court. I was found guilty and nobody ever talked to me. That makes me a victim. A victim. And him a villain. I have no charges for him being a sexual predator and a serial rapist and a human trafficker. Nor will I ever. And the Altman family physicians documented in 2002, those doctors were defrauding me, ripping off my insurance, making me sick. It was medication errors. And lying. And they were known for doing that, sharing with their associates and their friends, making people sick and ripping off their insurance and doing unnecessary procedures, getting kickbacks from the drug companies from $200 to $1,000 per false prescription. It's fraud. Huh? I've went over and over how many times of how I had endometriosis, all the surgeries, the kidney surgeries, my muscles locking up, going to those pain management doctors, swelling from my feet to my brain, my heart valves enlarged, many heart attacks, the thyroid shut down, adrenal gland shut down, brain swelling, I have epilepsy, to causing seizures, telling me I had level 2 brain tumors, they wanted to send me to a surgeon to have it removed. It was like $500,000 to $1 million surgery. And they're causing the whole thing. And it took Altman family physicians to tell them they were just ripping me off, causing all that. In 9 months of slowly getting well. Do I ever claim somebody was just ripping me off, lying, making me that sick? No, that would make me stupid. Because people with real epilepsy has to be on medication or they have seizures. And then where you got to think where that ass is running around telling everybody she was listed insane. People that are insane cannot live without medication. People that are bipolar, the reason why they say bipolar is because they're total opposites. They have erratic behavior of being on highs. That they can't sleep, they're happy, they're excited, they'll clean the whole house, paint the whole house, they'll go do something else and not sleep for 3, 5, 7 days. Then they'll become so depressed, they can't get out of bed, can't eat anything for about the same amount of days. Their moods are high or low, there's no medium. They have to have medication to stop the brain from spiking higher low. Okay? Schizophrenic. The word schizo, where you think crazy, that's basically how they act. There's not rational thinking. That's where they'll say off the wall stuff, crazy stuff, and then they'll have erratic, extreme erratic mood swings of, oh my God, they'll try to hurt someone and no consequences. They also think that they have people living inside of them or separate personalities. They have to have medication for the misfires to even bring down to rational thoughts. They cannot live a normal, healthy life. People that are psychopaths, serial killers, they do not feel sympathy, empathy, or remorse. They can kill you and hurt you, and they don't feel anything bad. They can't. Their brain does not function in that area. They feel happy, joy, excitement, and anger. But they don't feel bad, and they don't feel sorry for you, no matter what they do to you. They get the thrill out of it. They don't care if they even go to jail. They have no fear. And until they're actually stopped, they keep harming people. There's not medication for that one. Get that idea? I actually worked with someone that had anger issues, acted erratic. They had a guardian, they had a social. Okay? They had an episode where they got into it with a neighbor, and it was bad. The police got called. Well, they took him to the hospital just for evaluation. Evaluation is nothing. You want to make sure they didn't smoke something they shouldn't have, ingested some kind of legal drug, and it's not the drug making them crazy. Because people do drugs, and drugs can make you crazy. That, or it's not something medical wrong. Just an evaluation for a couple of days to see if he comes down. Well, he didn't come down. They sent him to a state hospital, and those doctors were wrong. Now, if somebody's acting irrationally and not coming down, that's not bipolar. Bipolars are highs and lows. They diagnosed him with bipolar. Came home with the medicine. It was stuck on anger. Oh my God. Eating all the time, angry, swearing, outburst. I kept reporting. And then one day, he was talking about having another person live inside him. Actually an angel. And I'm like, oh my God. That's not funny. And then I said, cut it out, that ain't funny. Well, I'm really funny when he called it. When cut it out, that ain't funny. Well, when I got away from him, I called my manager. Well, actually a nurse, and they told me to write a note to the doctor. It's like, well, am I allowed? Well, yes. And they got him off that medication, got him on schizophrenia medicine. And he can actually work a part-time job now. But he cannot be over his own life. Why? Exactly. Has a guardian, Hornet guardian, Hornet social worker. State pays for an apartment. He's not allowed to be over his own money. Why? The same with people that are bipolar. I know some lady, I was talking to her. She said her mom died, and she was so depressed she went to a doctor. They diagnosed her with that. And she said the medicine made me collapse. She said, so I quit taking it. And she said, I got better. And I said, well, I went through divorce counseling. They have licensed psychiatrists, if they're speaking what you go through when you lose somebody and you're grieving. Your adrenaline gets stuck on. And what it does is it makes you have foggy spells. You grieve real hard. And it takes you 5 to 10 years to become back yourself. Okay? And what you do is remind yourself of who you are to bring yourself back out. Because if it's a loss of a divorce or a loss of a loved one, or you're put in a position your mind cannot handle, you get put in this overdrive. And it's depression and anxiety of too much of what you just went through. It's like post-traumatic syndrome. And she's like, I finally enjoyed, being around my family and stuff like that. But for a long time, I just didn't even want to go anywhere. I cried so hard over my mom. That's depression. And grieving. There's a big difference. She said she went to another doctor and they said she didn't have anything like that wrong with her. They were wrong. See what I mean? Gotta make sure, just like my neighbor Key, he went to Altman Hospital this last winter. He went in the emergency room. He said there's something really wrong with me. They told him he had gout. Gout's falling out the joint. Next day he goes back, there's something really wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you, go home. He goes back and he pleads with that doctor to do his job. I feel like I'm dying. And he starts pleading with this guy. Ran his test. He had a blood clot in his neck. They said he was 2 days from death. It would have made it up to his brain and he would have died. They had to do emergency surgery. So does he tell people he has gout? No, he never had gout. He had a blood clot in his neck. Just like I didn't have anything wrong with me, but my muscles locked up. They induced everything else with their medication ripping me off. So what doctor would want to say they were part of the doctors that almost killed me, falsely diagnosed me, to rip off my insurance, got kicked back from drug companies, were lying so bad that I had brain tumors, caused my brain swelling, caused the seizures, caused the heart damage, causing heart attacks, shut down my thyroid and my adrenal gland, and made my whole body swell up. Who wants to be held liable for that? They look at you and say, not without an attorney. Because people with real disorders, even like epilepsy, I have not had a seizure since a month after I got off that medication. I don't have epilepsy, I never did. I never had brain tumors either. I had many heart attacks. My heart valves are enlarged and my heart does flutter at times. They damaged my heart, so who wants to be held responsible for that? And who's going to back defrauding someone when the only thing's wrong with them is their muscle locked up and they caused everything else? Lying and ripping them off. Getting kickbacks from their companies. Who wants to put their name on that? Who wants to go to jail? Choose your words carefully. It's fraud and documented fraud. Now you start thinking, these people would not even know what doctor I went to 20 years ago. They wouldn't know where to even get it. Huh? They wouldn't be in practice. And more likely, the way Altman family physicians said they were known for lying, falsely diagnosing people and ripping them off, they probably lost their license a long time ago. Because you don't even have to get an attorney, you just have to turn them into the state. And none of my doctors for HIPAA violations can even admit they even see me. They can't talk to these people. And so they're going to say out of 100,000, 200,000 people, oh, they remember me in the files in some kind of storage unit or destroy. They didn't bother keeping it 20 years. Start thinking about how much they're lying to you. They're bullshitting you out the wazoo. Everything's a lie. And it's a drug cartel running a scam. Because any doctor I had from 20-something years ago would be 60. Close thereon. Or older. Maybe 70. Start thinking about it. I'm gonna upload this.